Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever looked around and felt like leadership is just some elusive, magical trait reserved for a chosen few, well, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're taking leadership and transforming it from this mysterious, abstract quality into 9 concrete, actionable tactics. These are things you can start using right away to step up, stand out, and truly establish yourself. So let's just dive right in. I want you to ask yourself, are you a leader or are you literally just waiting for permission? We all fall into this trap, right? Thinking we need an official title or a big promotion or some fancy badge to finally start leading. A lot of folks just sit back and wait for someone to officially crown them as a leader before they even try acting like one. But the truth? Establishing yourself is about taking immediate practical actions right now, exactly where you're already standing. To help you get there, we're going to follow a really clear roadmap today. First, we'll master the inner game. Second, step up and stand out. Third, connect and empower others. And finally, embrace your unique style.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Master the Inner Game. This is all about your internal preparation. See, before you can effectively lead anyone else, you have to do the quiet, kind of unglamorous internal prep. It really breaks down into a progression. Step 1, study failures. Step 2, build your skills. And Step 3, shift your posture. Great leaders actually do a ton of work completely behind the scenes to prepare themselves long before they ever get any public praise. You've got to talk to leaders in your space, find out what skills actually matter, and do the quiet work to build them up.
And when we study those leaders we admire, it's so easy to get completely blinded by their massive successes, isn't it? Because it's glamorous, but honestly, the real cheat code? Focus on their failures. By analyzing the common obstacles your absolute favorite leaders faced and identifying their deepest challenges, you're gathering the real, practical lessons you'll need for your own journey. Now, there is an incredibly powerful truth about leadership that you need to remember. Your brain actually has to believe it first. I mean it. Before anyone else in the room accepts you as a leader, you have to accept it yourself. And believe it or not, you do this through your posture and body language. If you walk into a room with your head held high, your shoulders pulled back, making strong eye contact, and offering a really firm handshake, you literally trick your own brain into believing you can handle the toughest responsibilities. When you project physical confidence, people just naturally believe in you.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, Step Up and Stand Out. It's time to become visible. Once you've got that inner game dialed in, it's time to shift gears and become a visible presence in your organization. Look, there is a massive difference between simply being a body in the room and actually emerging as a leader. Instead of being the passive teammate who just waits around for assignments, look for the existing leaders who might be struggling to delegate tasks or find volunteers. If you know you can knock it out of the park in a certain area, that is your exact moment to jump in. Step up, lend a hand, and take on those smaller tasks. Over time, people will learn they can rely on you, and that paves the exact path to larger responsibilities.
Now, part of stepping up is sharing your vision. Leaders obviously have to put plans into place. But here is the massive relief. You absolutely do not need to have all the answers yourself. Sharing your vision often just means asking the right guiding questions to gather information. You're basically acting as the facilitator, guiding your team to come up with a really solid collaborative solution together. And a pro tip for you? Write those ideas down or have someone else document them. That way, you've got a rock-solid reference point for the future.
Which brings us to Section 3, Connect and Empower Others. This is where we build genuine trust.
True leadership eventually shifts away from you having to prove your own worth and moves toward listening, elevating your team, and building trust. Because, not all leaders are made with big, loud mouths. You actually have a choice in how you command a room. Sure, you can lead through fear and intimidation, and yeah, that might get you some short-term results. Or you can lead through benefit. You are going to get so much farther if your team truly believes they benefit from following you. And how do you show them that? By providing them with real responsibilities, fresh opportunities, and positive validation. That is exactly how you build a fiercely loyal, driven team.
Speaking of empowering your team, we have to talk about delegation. A lot of folks think delegation is just, bossing people around. But true delegation requires deep trust, strategic planning, and honestly, profound humility. It's this realization that someone else on your team can actually execute a task just as well, or hey, maybe even better than you can. It's about empowering them to shine, not just clearing the busy work off your own desk.
And there's a hard, super unglamorous reality to this, represented by one simple rule: 8 hours. If you look at it from an entrepreneur's perspective on training, it is infinitely better to spend 8 upfront hours training someone how to do something the right way,
rather than spending an hour every single day for an entire year fixing their mistakes. Leadership requires that massive upfront investment of your time and your patience.
And that brings us to our final phase, Section 4. Embrace your unique style. Let's talk about sharing the stage.
So, you've done the inner work, you've stepped up, you've empowered your team. But remember, you're navigating an ecosystem that's full of other established leaders too. You've got to be strategic and respectful here. You probably aren't the only person trying to lead, so respect the assigned leaders and never ever undercut someone else's skills or achievements just because you want to look like the bigger boss. Keep in mind, a lot of those folks put in the exact same quiet, hard work to earn their spots without bragging about it. Just be patient, step up when it makes sense, and wait for the right opening.
Because at the end of the day, leadership is absolutely not a dictatorship. There's no one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter mold for a leader. In fact, teams drastically benefit from an ecosystem of completely different leaders who bring unique management styles and distinct skills to the table. So don't be afraid to share the stage, lean heavily into your own unique strengths, and just be exactly who you are while you lead.
So I want to leave you with one final, provocative question. What kind of leader will you step up to be today? We've completely stripped away the excuses. You know the inner work that's required. You know the value of stepping up to help struggling teams. You see the power of leading through benefit instead of fear, and you understand the humility it takes to truly delegate. The playbook is literally right in front of you. The only question left is, will you stop waiting for permission and start your own leadership evolution right now? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.